Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. It was a surprising day today because, well, I got one surprise that I knew that was coming and actually two surprises. I ordered a microphone because the sound honestly in some of my videos was bad, really bad, so I'm going to improve on that. And I bought this, a Trust microphone, and it comes in a nice case. As you can see, it's still in a cardboard box. So I got this. That I was expecting, however, today. They told me it was going to come in the post today. And the guy rang the door. I thought, oh, there's my microphone. We can sound gorgeous. And opened the box, and what was in it? This was in it. Oh yeah. The GeforceRTX2080Ti from Gigabyte. So it's the gaming overclock 11G edition. So we're gonna put this in my machine here and test it on Assetto Corsa Competizione in VR. How much better is this compared to like my 1080? It's a 2080 and it's a Ti, so we'll wait till tomorrow then? No? Bloody hell no. Gonna unpack this, put it in the machine, do some tests and put it on this video. First thing I'm gonna do is take this machine, do a few tests and some benchmarks, see what the score is. I did it a few times ago, well, like a few months ago, but I'm going to do it again. Write down the score and do it again with this card and see what the difference is. Hoo-ha! So, keep watching. So, let's do a quick unboxing here, guys. First time I'm opening this, so let's have a look. Gigabyte. A little black cardboard. Something in here. And this is our baby. Whoa. Open up. So this is the board, Gigabyte. Got 3 fans on it. A lot of cooling. GeForce RTX. All the ports. Well, we'll do that later, but you got an idea. So this should be a special port for the Vive, not the Vive, for VR helmets, all of them. That's the new standard, but the Vive Pro hasn't got that yet. I have no idea which card has it, so which headset has it. None, I think, but this is going to be the new standard apparently. So nice card. Not much to see really. You've seen enough cards in your life, I think. But that's the one I'm going to put in my machine now. And we'll test it out. Let's get to work. So before I put in my new RTX 2080, I did a last test with my 1080 and we put futuremark on Orange Room and let it run. And as you can see, the average frame rate is between 160 and 170 frames per second, which is good, but not wow. A 1080 Ti, however, does much better. But this is a Ti, that's normal 1080. It did its job, now it's time to move on. So an average of 170, that's gonna be it. So let's stop this and test the 2080 RTX Ti and see how well that baby does. So here we go, a few moments later. It doesn't take long to remove a graphics card and put in a new one. About 5 minutes, I think. So 5 minutes later, we are going to try VRMark Orange Room again, but now with the RTX 2080 Ti. And we'll let it start up. And you immediately see an increase between 190 and 200 frames per second. So that's about 30 frames per second more, which is good, but I thought it was going to be better. And I'll show you a few other benchmarks I've done, and you'll see that Orange Room is not so good for the RTX 2080, because other benchmarks where other people did their VR benchmark with a 2080 Ti, it goes above 200 frames per second, and this one only reaches 200 at a max, between 190 and 200. So oops, that doesn't look good, does it? So that's the score, 8,791. So I did another test, the same test over again. I have to make sure everything went right and was exactly the same result. What I did do is go online, check and compare the results, and apparently, as you can see, my score is over there in the middle, 77% of the results, of 71 I think. So that was like average. We're not going for average, we need to make this better, and better we did. So after a bit of tweaking here and there, boom, we've got new result, and we tried VRMark Cyan Room, which is actually a bit heavier than the Orange Room, and we have a score of 12,436, which is good, which is almost double as the high-end PC, as you see here. So I was in the middle, now I'm at the upper top, doing very well apparently. So I still had to compare this with other PCs with the same processor and the same GPU. So you have to compare apples with apples, otherwise it's really not fair. But here are the results of other people with the same type of processor and graphics card GPU. There's a chap there, that's 12,000. It's quite nice. And good thing about 3DMark is you can compare like every game PC there is, and mine should be in there somewhere. Check it out. I have to do an advanced search. Just put in my CPU, which is i7, a Core i7 5930K. There we go, and of course my GPU is 2080. And I have to admit, score is amazing. Yeah. So put in the 2080 Ti and one GPU, of course. Only got one, more than enough, I think. And here are the results of the jury. And I'm down here somewhere. I think I'm number 11 in the world, which is not bad, honestly. So that's a good bit of overclocking there. And now we're gonna have a try at the blue room, which is even heavier on the GPU, and we'll try that one and we'll do another comparison. So not bad for now. Blue room it is. So we just did the blue room VR mark, and again my PC is like almost double the high ranking performing PC, which is good. We have 4,779 as a score. So let's compare that with other PCs. This is about 94% of the results, which is not bad. Would be nice if we got 100, but okay, we're happy with this. Let's compare this again in our search with other chaps with the same processor, and I'm thinking I'm about number 18, I think, or 20. Can't really read the numbers here in this recording. Oh, it's 24. There we are. Not bad, as it is a world ranking. Can't complain there. So now we tested the card and has been proven okay and working. That's good. We just compare it with a 1080 Ti, shall we? So my score is 4,779, and 1080 Ti has an average of 3,600. There's one result with 4,000 a bit, but you have no idea how these guys overclocked their cards. They can use liquid nitrogen if they want to, which we don't do here actually. We could do, but that's a whole other thing. But if you see the results here, like a 1080 that I used to have only scores 2,500. So now you have an idea in comparison to my old card and the new one. It's almost double. So I'm not complaining, I'm happy. The scores are telling me that the card is working perfectly and doing its job. So let's go on to gaming then. So yes, the first game I'm going to try is ACC in VR. First, I have to say it's early access still, ACC. There is a lot of work to be done, not just in VR, but in the whole game itself. A lot of flaws, so these guys are going to have to do a big effort if they want to come out with a decent game anytime soon. So, VR in ACC. Still no mouse, still no nothing, so, but that has nothing to do with the card. We're here for the card. Let's have a look at the settings. Well, you can see already they're low, very low. You can see the cars, and the text on the cars comes later and it's added, not in real time, it's all coming behind. I had to set everything to medium. The moment I put everything to high, it all went bunkers and it was not playable. So it looks already pretty good, the game. The tracks look good. You can see the ripples and the sideboards and everything has texture to it. Look at these tires even. I mean, most games they're just
a bunch of tires all stuck together. These are like separate tires, and you can see they're trying really hard, but there's a lot to be done. Here as well in my HUD you see the standings 8/17. It's just floating there, no idea what it's doing there, but it's constantly in your face. Actually, I can't get rid of it. That's only in VR I have that problem. And what you do notice is even when everything at medium and a few things at low, a RTX 2080 Ti is really having trouble coping. And I'm guessing it's not the card, it is the game. It's early access and nothing has really been like finely tuned to work with a 2080, let alone with any other graphics card, honestly. It's playable. I've played it a few times with my 1080 in VR. You just have to put the settings at low. It seems to have gotten worse with the recent upgrade, which is weird. In VR the cars seem to float above the ground and not really drive on the ground, on the asphalt. They just seem to like float over them. A lot of other stuff that's not really up to scratch, honestly. I'm pretty sure I'm not getting about 90 frames per second here. I'm probably gonna be happy with 50 max, and you need much more for VR. You need 90. So let's stop this here. Game number 2, one of the all-time favorites, one of the best games so far, one of the best games I say, not the best, Assetto Corsa. And first of all, let's check out what we have here. Everything will be at the max. Yes, you heard right. And ACC, everything was at low and medium here, and Assetto Corsa, everything is maxed out, which is good. That's the whole point. That's a game that runs smooth, that does what it has to do, and it's made by the same people, which is weird, isn't it? But they have a whole new engine with Assetto Corsa Competizione Unreal 4 engine, and this is totally different in AC, so they still have to master the Unreal 4, I think. Let's try this first without VR so you can have an idea how good this plays without VR. And we have to press a few buttons here first. Let's start it up. And you'll immediately see the frame rate is out of this world with everything set to high. But the weird thing is, as soon as we go into VR, you can leave everything at high and still get a good frame rate in VR. So now we're sitting in Ferrari and we're off, and you see the frame rate on your right hand side here, which is fluctuating between 300 and 400, not mistaken. Extremely high, and I can drive any way I want. The frame rate goes absolutely through the roof. That's a real pleasure to have a game that runs super smooth, and you don't need a 2080 RTX to do that, honestly. In AC, even a low-end card will run this game nice and smooth. So now let's have a look at Assetto Corsa, but in VR this time. And everything looks nice and smooth. really nice and smooth. Pit crew looks good. Let's kick this off. There we go. I'll put the frame rate where you can see it. It's, for the moment, it's about 45 frames per second. That's for each eye, by the way. So I actually have 90 frames a second, which is nice and smooth and the perfect for your VR set and your brain, because otherwise you go bonkers. So actually we're not giving the graphics card a lot to do here, just one car. So let's beef it up a bit. Let's put all the cars on the track. So we got a whole track full of Ferraris, and that should make it a bit harder on the GPU. And you'll see straight away, no problem at all. The GPU stays at the same frame rate. Nothing happens. Frame rate stays the same. Everything's nice and smooth. And I'm making a mistake here because I'm like letting this guy go, and I'm driving a bit too fast, so I'll go on the side so all the other guys can pass me. And we got more cars in view, but still GPU is not giving an inch. It's working nice and fine. There we go. Now we're giving a lot of inches because I'm off the track. Roll passing, all nice and smooth. Nothing going on here. And GeforceRTX2080 is doing a great job. So third game is iRacing, and what a game it is. Personally, this is one of the best race sims out there. It's highly professional, the cars drive like should drive, graphics are to die for, the sound is to die for. Bloody hell, pardon my French, it's awfully good. Look at those graphics. What can I say? Look at the car inside, outside, everything, the courses, the tracks, the side barriers, you name it, they're all fun-dabby-doozy, perfect. The light on the cars, there's nothing I can say really. The weather, it's all really great. Unfortunately, with everything in this world, like the GPU card, there comes a price. iRacing is bloody expensive. So you don't really buy the cars, you like rent them. And well, you can rent them for your whole life, but I think once you stopped playing the game and you want to start all over again, I think you have to rebuy all the cars. Not sure about that, but anyway, it's about 15 euro or dollars for a track, and about 10 to 12 euro for each car. And then you have to pay a yearly subscription, so it's expensive. Let's have a look at my settings for this game. Everything is set to either high or medium. Grandstands are low, and crowd is off because I don't like crowds. Don't like people watching me while I'm driving like an idiot, so I put them off. All the rest you can see are on. Everything is maxed out, and this game runs super smooth in VR. Absolutely like a bowl of ice cream. That's melting, of course. Can't be smoother than that. Weird comparison, I know. So this is the game to play, I think, in VR for the moment. My graphics card has absolutely no problem running this game, and the replays are set to maximum as well, so also no problem there. I think if you play this game on triple screen with a graphics card like this, it's probably gonna be bloody awesome. Unfortunately, don't have triple screens anymore. Used to have them, now it's all VR. But you look at the graphics, they're really amazing. to die for. Nice and smooth, everything working like it should, spot on. This is another circuit in iRacing I'm trying out. This is Zandvoort in Holland, the Netherlands as you all know it. And here you can see in the options, graphic options, everything is high except the grandstands, and the crowd is off. All the rest, objects, particles, shadow maps, dynamic objects, shadowing, all maxed out. So cockpit mirrors at maximum, sharpening, you name it, everything is at max quality. And no problems at all here with the graphics card, it's just running nice and smooth. Also the replays are at maximum. Just add a few things here. There we go, you've got heat haze, sharpening, and everything maxed out. High detail grandstands, put that to high as well. Crowds, we leave that off, I hate crowds. So that's the only thing that's off, all the rest is at high detail. Done. And it still runs as smooth as butter. And this Porsche is amazing in iRacing. Just the sound alone is magnificent. So I'm gonna shut up and let us listen to the Porsche sounds and enjoy that piece of video footage. So last but not least, the one thing you do have to do once you got an RTX card in your PC is run Port Royale. For the moment, the only real RTX benchmark. I'm gonna let this run full so you can enjoy it. If you don't want to see it, just scroll on further. If you haven't seen it before, it's worth having a look at it because there's a lot of ray tracing going on in this video. Everywhere you look, it's ray tracing and reflections just about everywhere. The guys at 3D Mark did their utter best to make sure everything is shiny and bright. I'll let you enjoy the VR RTX benchmark. So this is it, benchmark port Royale, the real RTX benchmark, and I got a score of 6,531, which is actually not my highest score. That one was 8,000 and a bit. We got all this software running in the background that's hindering a perfect score, like OBI for instance, the recording software, the GeForce software, and all other stuff that is hampering a good result. Anyway, let's check it out online with other guys with a similar config, so we can compare apples with apples. And there we go, 8,000 and a bit, number 5 in the world ranking, which is actually not bad, is it? Did my best, a bit of overclocking here and there, and you got a perfect card. If you buy a gigabyte OC edition, well, it would be stupid not to OC it, overclock it, that is. And so I did, 8,730, there we go, my top score. So that was it, lads. Let's go to the end conclusion.
So guys, you've seen all the footage from my new game RTX 2080 Ti, and me and Robert have come to the conclusion it's a really good card. Meanwhile, in the background you're watching iRacing Nürburgring, everything at maxed out with the new card. Conclusion, very simple really. I mean, it all comes to money, isn't it? Money and logic. If you have the money and you don't have the logic, buy it. If you do have the money and you do have the logic, it all depends then, because my former card was a 1080, not a Ti, just a 1080. It didn't really work out with my two VR helmets. It needed some more oomph, and it didn't have that oomph, unfortunately. I could do a lot of games and stuff at low or medium settings, but maximum settings or high settings didn't really work out. So that's why I bought the 2080 Ti. If you have a 1080 Ti, I would skip it if I was you. The 1080 Ti is a pretty good card for its age, and it's still pretty good, and maybe this year, halfway or by the end of the year, Nvidia or AMD will have something new for you to play with, and that will make my 2080 obsolete. Is a 2080 for VR? Well, I don't know really. The only thing that's for VR in a 2080 is a USB Type-C bus that's on the back. They said that was going to be the new cable for the new HMD sets, but I'm not sure. There's no headset on the market now that uses it, so who knows. Another thing I noticed is on the boxes, there's no longer VR ready. Normally in all the boxes, all the game cards you bought, there was a VR ready sign. The new RTX 2080 doesn't have that VR ready anymore. So does it mean it's not for VR? Of course not. It works pretty fine with VR. But I think it's a very good card if you have 3 big giant size 4K screens, and even then it's going to have a lot of trouble coping with that. Robert says no, I say yes. You do what I say, Robert. Yeah, okay. So that was it, guys. I hoped you liked the video. If you didn't, sorry about it. If you did, thumbs up please, thank you very much. And we're gonna head off to make another video. And this time we're making a new rig, a affordable one, a maximum €200 sim rig, home built, and we'll build it together, and if you like it, you can buy it. Isn't that good? So it's bye bye from Robert and bye bye from me, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Cheers.